Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavad-Gita as it is, chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge, text 21. Nirasriyata citatma Nirasiryata citatma Tyakta sarva parigraha Sariram kevalam karma Sariram kevalam karma Kurbannapnoti kilvisam Kurbannapnoti kilvisam Nirasiryata citatma Tyakta sarva parigraha Sariram kevalam karma Kurbannapnoti kilvisam Nirasiryata citatma Tyakta sarva parigraha Sariram kevalam karma Kurbannapnoti kilvisam Nirasiryata citatma Tyakta sarva parigraha Sariram kevalam karma Kurbannapnoti kilvisam Nirasiryata citatma Tyakta sarva parigraha Sariram kevalam karma Kurbannapnoti kilvisam Nirasihi without desire for the result. Yataha controlled. Chitatma mind and intelligence. Taktva giving up. Sarva all. Parigraha sense of proprietorship over possessions. Sariram in keeping body and soul together. Kevalam only. Karma work. Kurban doing. Na never. Apnoti does acquire. Kilvisam sinful reactions. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Such a man of understanding acts with mind and intelligence perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions, and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Thus working, he is not affected by sinful reactions. Purport: A Krishna conscious person does not expect good or bad results in his activities. His mind and intelligence are fully controlled. He knows that because he is part and parcel of the Supreme, the part played by him as a part and parcel of the whole is not his own activity, but is only being done through him by the Supreme. When the hand moves, it does not move out of its own accord, but by the endeavor of the whole body. A Krishna conscious person is always dovetailed with the supreme desire, for he has no desire for personal sense gratification. He moves exactly like a part of a machine. As a machine part requires oiling and cleaning for maintenance, so a Krishna conscious person maintains himself by his work just to maintain fit for actions in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. He is therefore immune to all the reactions of his endeavor. Like an animal, he has no proprietorship even over his own body. A cruel proprietor of an animal sometimes kills the animal in his possession, yet the animal does not protest, nor does it have any real independence. A Krishna conscious person fully engaged in self-realization has very little time to falsely possess any material object. For maintaining body and soul, it does not require unfair means of accumulating money. It does not therefore become contaminated by such material sins. He is free from all reactions to his actions. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharane Nirvishesha Sanyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this verse is in continuation to the discussion by Lord Krishna on the nature of action, the karma. Whatever we are doing, whether the action is sinful, action is reactive, or action is inactive, we are performing action but we don't get reaction, or the action what action is, what forbidden action, and what inaction is. Three things: karma, forbidden karma, and the karma that has no reaction. So this is a continuation. And this, Lord Krishna is saying, a person who has attained control over his senses he performs or he understands the actions using his mind and intelligence being perfectly controlled. Finally, we have to use our senses, and particularly the mind and intelligence, to decide for us what is action and what is inaction, what is forbidden action. So how do you know it? So that means these senses must be highly purified. That means they must be perfectly controlled. And then he says that when he is in such a state, that means his mind is not is under control, his intelligence is perfectly situated, then he gives up the sense of proprietorship over his actions, over his possessions. And mostly his actions are inaction, but the actions that he performs is simply to take care of the bare necessities of the life, to maintain the body and soul together. And hence he is not affected by sinful reactions. That means he never performs forbidden action. And the minimum action, like for example, we have to survive in this world, and to that end we have to sustain our livelihood, we have to perform some action by which we can sustain our material body and soul together. So that must the minimum we have to do. But never a person gets engaged in forbidden action. Like in International Society of Krishna Consciousness, forbidden actions are those actions, basically grouped in 4 categories: no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication. Forbidden action. And any activity or any profession that promotes these 4 things, that is illicit sex, gambling, intoxication, and meat eating, one should remain away from that. Now, bigger picture. While Krishna says this, there is a bigger picture. You see that this chapter starts with a very famous verse, 4.9, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tektva deham punarjanma naiti mameti swarjuna. That is, the basic understanding of anything must be based on our understanding of Krishna. How much I understand about earth, water, air, fire, ether, or how much I understand about mind, intelligence, false ego, or how much I understand about the world around me, how much I understand about myself, all this understanding must be based on my primary understanding of Krishna. If my primary understanding is faulty, then all other understanding also will be faulty. That means what is action, what is inaction, what is forbidden action, I will not be able to discriminate. So before 4.9, of course, Krishna started the Parampara system, chapter 4.1, 4.2, that how the transcendental knowledge is transmitted in the disciplic succession from the sun god to his son, Vaivasvata Manu, from Manu to Ikshvaku, Ikshvaku to Raghu dynasty, and like that. Sakalena Mahata Yoga Nosta Parantapaha. So, in the course of time, the same science that was spoken by Krishna directly to Sun God has been polluted, contaminated. And then Krishna speaks the most famous verse of Bhagavad-Gita. Saevayam maya tedya yoga nashta parantapaha. Bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hi etad uttamam. So Krishna is speaking. When we speak, we use some language, yes? Hindi, English, Sanskrit, Telugu, Tamil, German, Spanish. We can use any language to speak. Yes or no? And Krishna must be speaking in a language, right? So is that language sufficient? Suppose I speak something in English, everybody will understand? Bhagavad-Gita? No. This is what Krishna is saying. Saevayam maya tedya yoga proktah puratana. That science which is eternally existing, again I am speaking to you. Why? You are my devotee and you are my friend. And because of that, whatever I will speak, you will understand. That's the most important thing. Rahasya means whatever I am speaking, everybody will not understand. Key. Krishna was speaking in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Millions are there in both the sides. Right? There are Bhishma, there are Drona, Karna, even Duryodhana. Okay? But whatever Krishna is speaking that we will understand, there is no guarantee. This is called Rahasya. Krishna is speaking, but in his speaking, when he speaks, those words must penetrate within our inner consciousness. So we being conditioned soul, these words may not penetrate the way Krishna intended them to be penetrated. Now there are so many varieties of people and they have developed a habit of interpreting what Krishna's word is without ever accepting or even trying to understand what actually Krishna is intending to speak. Because Krishna is speaking, right? And in those words, what he intends to speak, you have to be faithful to him. Hare Krishna. So what Krishna wants to speak, what he intends to speak, that means his divine will, his divine intention. These are not mere Sanskrit words that is there in Bhagavad-Gita. Bhagavad-Gita is not written in Sanskrit language. Bhagavad-Gita is the language of Krishna. That means Bhagavad-Gita is the absolute language. Language of Krishna is absolute. Divya. Transcendental. So Krishna is speaking Bhagavad-Gita in which language? Transcendent. It is his language, Krishna's language. It is the absolute language. In that language he is speaking Bhagavad-Gita. And we are nobody to interpret it. We can say, I understand the way Krishna spoke, or I don't understand. I can't interpret it. So when you understand the way Krishna is speaking, that is the question. When we understand the way Krishna is speaking, he is speaking, but am I able to capture the essence of his speaking, the way he wants, the message that he wants to give us? Am I able to catch it? So when can I catch it? Anybody would like to answer here? Eh? No, I'll reveal the transcendental world. What is Bhagavad-Gita after all? Bhagavad-Gita is a window. Bhagavad-Gita is a window to the spiritual world, to the conscious space. Bhagavad-Gita is not something that is written using material words, or Bhagavad-Gita is not anything about this material world. Bhagavad-Gita is a spiritual window to the conscious space or the spiritual world. Right? So now the question is, when we become capable, when do we become capable of understanding Bhagavad-Gita as it is? Krishna wants us to understand the way he wants us to understand. Yes. So some of you.
When you have full faith on the Krishna.
By receiving mercy of Krishna. By receiving mercy of Krishna. And how do we receive mercy of Krishna? Controlling senses, humble submission, yes, Guru. The pure devotee of Krishna and Krishna, these are two agents. Krishna can directly reveal within my heart because he is situated in my heart. The second is his representative. When I became a devotee, and one of the things I was fascinated in the beginning of my devotional career is wonderful painting, ISKCON painting. And I used to always wonder that how these Western devotees, they could paint Krishna so nicely. I always used to wonder. This is actually Prabhupada's mercy. It is his krupa that empowered his Western disciples to present Krishna as he is. This beautiful painting of ISKCON is amazing, amazing. I have seen Krishna picture. We used to see Krishna's picture. But these pictures, ISKCON paintings, you really feel they are from the spiritual world. They are from the spiritual world. So that is the mercy of Krishna. Either by him, by super soul, or by spiritual master. It is Krishna's mercy. Finally, mercy only Krishna has. Prabhupada says in many purports that Guru receives the mercy of Krishna and distributes that mercy on others. Finally, the mercy is from Krishna. It is Krishna's mercy. Because transcendental knowledge cannot be understood by blunt material senses, including mind, intelligence, and false ego. How hard we may try, we cannot understand transcendental knowledge by these methods. Okay? Then how are you understanding? How people are submitting? Or how, when Prabhupada started this movement, all those Western devotees specifically, they could give up everything, all their bad association and everything, and seriously they took up the process of Krishna consciousness. How is it possible? Sheer mercy. Srila Prabhupada, being a pure devotee, he could distribute this pure mercy of Krishna to each and everyone without any discrimination. There is a very nice pastime in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This pastime is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has returned from the South India trip. During that time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and many other devotees in Jagannath Puri, and particularly 5 associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like Nityananda Prabhu, Jagadananda Pandit, Mukunda Datta, and Damodar Pandit. These 4 devotees, they accompanied Mahaprabhu after Mahaprabhu took sannyas. And then there are other devotees like Bhaninatha Rai, Bhavananda Rai and his 5 sons, then Sikhi Maiti. So all of them, they become jubilant. And then Swarup Damodar, Swarup, actually his name original was Swarup, and Mahaprabhu gave his name Damodar, added the title Damodar, and Swarup Damodar became Mahaprabhu's personal secretary. In fact, it is said that he is another extension of Swarup Damodar, was another extension of Mahaprabhu's body. And then another devotee came, Govinda. He was sent by Ishwarapuri, he was a disciple of Ishwarapuri, and he was sent by Ishwarapuri to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he became the personal servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Govinda. That time Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked this question to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that how is it that Govinda, who is not a Brahman, who is a Sudra, actually was initiated by Ishwarapuri. That means you can imagine those days, initiation means only Brahmins. Forget about others. And how could Ishwarapuri give initiation to Govinda? And this was the question. And of course, this is a valid question for our own understanding. So, beautiful answer Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave. He said, Ishwarapuri is as swatantra as Krishna. Being pure representative of Krishna, he is as independent as Krishna. That means he has power of attorney from Krishna. That means whatever he does, even if it violates the so-called Vedic rules, regulation and rituals, that's perfect. Because he has that power of attorney to transcend the Vedic, so-called Vedic rules, regulations and rituals. Now, for example, what is Vedic rituals and rules and regulation? In Vedic tradition, a Sudra has to do his job, Vaishya will do his job, Kshatriya will do his job, Brahman will do his job, and if they do their job properly, Sudra will become next life, Vaishya will become next life, Kshatriya will become next life, Brahmana, like that, they transcend from one mode to another mode to the mode of goodness, and finally when they come in contact with the pure devotee, they become a Vaishnava and go back to the spiritual world. But a pure Vaishnava, Acharya, he has the power of attorney even to elevate a person born in Sopacha, that is Chandala, back to Godhead. That is his potency. His potency is he can transcend anyone back to Godhead. He has received that mercy. And by that empowerment, Prabhupada initiated his disciples all over the world. Not only he initiated, he empowered them. He engaged them in Krishna's service 24 hours and he made them qualified. And they all become spiritual masters, many of them. Yes or no? Yes. So that is the power of attorney a pure devotee brings from Krishna. Okay? So now the question is, going to this verse, so until now, what did you discuss? We discussed some few things. Let me summarize. First thing we discuss is that what is action, what is inaction, what is forbidden action. Our understanding of these things will be clear only if our understanding of Krishna is clear. If we don't understand Krishna properly, we cannot understand these things properly. So how do we understand Krishna properly? So that is Guru Parampara. But what is that happens in Guru Parampara? We receive the mercy of Krishna through the spiritual master. We cannot get Krishna's mercy directly. In fact, Krishna has declared that many, many times. That those who are devotee of my devotee, they are very dear to me. Same thing also Lord Shiva also has told to Mother Parvati. That among all actions, the best form of action is Vishnu Kirtanam, to surrendering to Vishnu, serving Vishnu. But better than serving Vishnu is serving his servants. This is also Lord Shiva's instruction to Mother Parvati. Why? Because there is a system. Krishna has unlimited representative to engage us in his service. And we jump them and we say, Krishna, please engage me directly. That looks very odd, right? Doesn't look nice. Even etiquette wise also this is not correct. Okay? So this is, so Rahasyam, Bhagavad Gita Rahasyam, the confidential meaning of Bhagavad Gita will be revealed to us when we surrender to the pure devotee of Krishna. And when he engages us in the service of Krishna, and when we please the spiritual master, then we receive Krishna's mercy. Okay? And then what we said, that how a spiritual master distributes, is capable of distributing the mercy of Krishna, even those who are not so-called qualified according to the Vedic injunctions. This is all. Now let us go to the topic now. I don't know what is time now. Acha, right? We have 6:30, no? We can go up to 6:30? Eh? Acha, acha. Okay. So, let us first make this very important. I will first focus on this purport of Srila Prabhupada. This is a very powerful purport, where Krishna's absoluteness has been described. Prabhupada is saying, just like we have a hand, this hand doesn't operate on its own. Does it operate? No, the whole body has to be engaged. You have to eat nicely, okay? And your mind and intelligence, everybody is actually together working to operate this hand. Yes or no? Yes. Similarly, suppose there is a machine. Machine has its own part, right? And every part has its own function. But if suddenly those parts, they revolt, they say, no, I'm doing only the same thing, engage me differently. But that particular part has been designed for a specific function. But he says, no, I'll not be here. Like, for example, this microphone. The microphone has a specific function. But microphone would say, no, use me as a, paperweight. Microphone would say, no, you use me, hitting someone. That is not the functionality by which microphone has been designed, right? It has own. Similarly, a machine, I'm not talking about a big machine. Big machine will have many, many parts. Let's not go to the technicalities, but you are all capable of understanding this. So, every part of a machine is designated with a task, with a function. So when those parts, they do their functions properly, then machine overall will perform properly. So similarly, this human body, this entire universe, the sun, the moon, the earth, they're all designed by Krishna. Sun has a role, moon has a role, earth has a role. Similarly, the insect has a role, microbes have a role, the bees have a role, the peacocks have a role, the reptiles have their own role to play. So also the cows, the human being. And then there are division in the human society in the form of labor class, business class, administrative class, and the intellectual class. So everybody has their own function. So the idea is, in Krishna's creation, Krishna has created this body. Prabhupada is likening this whole creation as a machine. And everyone has their own function. And we need to perform that function that is assigned to us. How small it may be, we should not say, oh no, this is not my function, that is my function. No. That is not the way to look at things. Okay? We have to look at things according to what is my role in Krishna's plan. Krishna has many plans, and in his plan, and which plan of Krishna is actually manifesting in this particular age now? Mahaprabhu's. It is Mahaprabhu's mercy. We cannot understand Krishna now. We have to understand who is Mahaprabhu. Okay? And what is Mahaprabhu's mission? To spread the holy name. Why? No, that is... Yes, means... In the age of Kali, we can associate with Krishna through his holy name. Best. And there are other ways also to associate. By reading Bhagavad-Gita also I am associating with Krishna. Yes or no? I am associating. By cooking for Krishna, I am associating with Krishna. Yes or no? Yes. Right? By preaching Krishna's glory, I am also associating with Krishna. Yes or no? There are so many ways I am associating with Krishna. But all these activities, whether cooking, dancing, decorating, deity worship, everything will get its strength by our own strength of chanting. Because Mahaprabhu has empowered us to associate with Krishna through his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this holy name. And yesterday I was giving a class in my house in IIT Kanpur. So one boy asked me the question, what is Sukriti? And how do we get it? Right? So he asked this question. How do we get Sukriti? So I answered him, it's not only Sukriti, associating with the devotees, performing devotional service, everything we get or we attain is by the mercy of Krishna. Okay? So what is the role of holy name? Role of holy name is that empowers us. It is by, for last 25 years, I have been chanting by Krishna's mercy, Prabhupada's mercy, the mercy of wonderful devotees there serving International Society of Krishna Consciousness. And because I am chanting this mantra, and by that, for 25 years, every day, from morning Mangala Arati to Bhagavatam class, Saturday program, everything happens in my house. And so many boys, they come. They take up the process or not, that's not important. Right? Once I was thinking how I am able to do, how could I do for 20 years inviting these boys day in, day out in my house? Normally one becomes fatigued, or why I am doing the same thing. It is just simply chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And I recognize that it is not I am doing. It is my chanting that Prabhupada has given us this faith that you must chant. Prabhupada again and again told his leaders, he said that our leaders will do their job perfectly if they are chanting 16 rounds regularly, following 4 regulatory principles, for sure, right? And then they are doing their service. Prabhupada has not given a very high standard. You chant your 16 rounds without fail, follow 4 regulatory principles, and do your service. And again Prabhupada says that. Right? So by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, as Mahaprabhu has wanted us, and Prabhupada has made, Mahaprabhu wanted us to chant 64 rounds. Prabhupada is very merciful. 16 rounds. But it is not that only 16 rounds. If you chant more, it's better. But chanting that, we are capable of giving Sukruti to so many people. And if your chanting is very powerful, you can make people devotees. But at least we can give Sukruti. By that Sukruti, people will be capable. People are not even capable of associating with devotees. They cannot appreciate devotees. You need some Sukruti, right? Just like Krishna consciousness. What is Krishna consciousness? If I explain to you, you have to have a minimum level of Krishna consciousness. If I do not have minimum level of Krishna consciousness, I cannot understand the breadth and depth of Krishna consciousness. Because in Krishna consciousness only I will understand what is Krishna consciousness. So this Sukruti that we are giving to the people by feeding them prasadam, just like day before yesterday, Nirjala Ekadashi. So we did, in IIT Kanpur, around 30 students they performed Nirjala Ekadashi. And because for the first time many boys actually did Nirjala Ekadashi. Because I said, no, this time for sure. So I felt motivated. Early morning, 3 o'clock, I got up and cooked for everybody. Right? And offered bhoga to Lakshmi Narsingadev and fed them prasadam after 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, and then because I was coming here, again I organized a program in the evening. And then again I cooked for them. So this is, we do this service not because, I like it or, this really for me is a transcendental service. I don't think so. But I do it because I know that Prabhupada will be pleased by this service that I am doing. Because that's what he wanted us to do. And by doing that, I am hoping that Prabhupada will surely shower his mercy. And that's what we are looking for. We are looking for Krishna's mercy, and we get Krishna's mercy by pleasing the spiritual master. Who else will give us mercy? They are not going to drop from the open sky. There is a valid procedure to get those mercy. And we have to follow. And that's what you are doing. And the best way to receive mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada is to adhere to proper chanting, offenseless chanting, proper meditative chanting, giving chanting the most important slot. What is the most important slot in a day? Early morning hour. You cannot say that I will keep my chanting to the night time, day time, evening time. No, not at all. I must chant in the early morning hour if I am giving chanting the first priority. That is the best time for my chanting, and I must do it. So when I do that, obviously, and you can, whether you are receiving mercy of Prabhupada or not, will be known by your own ability. No, I won't say ability because we don't have really any ability. Enthusiasm. Internal enthusiasm to perform devotional service. How enthusiastic? Even if I finish 16 rounds, am I more enthusiastic to chant? Do I have more time? I can chant another 5 rounds, another 10 rounds. This is called enthusiasm. Utsahat, Dhauryat, Nishchayat. So first is enthusiasm. So if that enthusiasm is there, with all kind of problem I may be facing, But those problems are not decreasing my enthusiasm. Rather, my enthusiasm is becoming multiplied, getting multiplied. Then I can for sure say that Prabhupada's mercy is there, then I'm still going on. I'm still going on. Right? This is what, as a practicing devotee, what he wants. He wants that, yes, until the last breath, I must be chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now the concluding point. Concluding point in this verse is that when we are perfectly following devotional service, we will be freed from the proprietorship. We see only Krishna is the only proprietor. There is nothing actually. Let me tell you, there is only one thing, Krishna. Everything is a flux. Just like the body, it is a process. So also universe. Everything is a process. They are continuously changing. It's a changing flux. There is only one thing that's true. Absolute truth has many definitions. Okay, this is the Bhagavatam first verse itself. Janmad yasya yataha अन्वयाद इतरतः चार्थेषु अभिज्ञ सुराट. Right? What is the first one? From whom comes Srushti, Sthiti, Pralaya? Creation, maintenance, annihilation. Srushti, Sthiti, Pralaya. Lord Shiva also can say that. Lord Brahma also can say that. And we, even tiny people, we also claim sometimes, oh, I have created this entire big empire. It is by my hard work I have achieved it, right? We claim that. Janmadi yasyataha. And we also claim, I created it and I have the full freedom to destroy it. Yes or no? We claim that. So janmadi yasyataha. Okay? And then abhigya, fully cognizant. Right? Okay. I cannot say I am fully cognizant, but Lord Shiva can say he is fully cognizant. Lord Brahma can say he is fully cognizant. Even Naradji, he is fully cognizant. Asuri, fully cognizant. There are so many personalities that are fully cognizant. So are they God? No, Surat. That means there are very variegated level of God, controller, but ultimately the absolute truth is He who is Surat, who is fully independent, on whom everybody else are depending. That is absolute truth, and that is Krishna. Krishna alone is independent and everybody else are dependent on Him, including Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, everybody else. They are all dependent on Krishna. That is why Krishna alone is the absolute truth. That is how our society's name given by Prabhupada is in Krishna consciousness. No other consciousness. It's not God consciousness. It is Krishna consciousness. When we say Krishna, this means He is absolute truth. Paramasatya. So when we understand Krishna as He is, and we see He is the ultimate proprietor, He is the only proprietor, then we give up our so-called pseudo notion of proprietorship. And still we have a material body? Yes or no? To maintain that material body, we have to perform some action. That much action license we have got, nothing else. So you have action, inaction, forbidden action. Forbidden action we cannot do. It's very easy to do, understand. And no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. And any action that promotes this fourth thing. Correct? Forbidden actions are very clear. Right? Now people may say, what is action and inaction? How do we understand? So inaction means everything doing for Krishna. And what is action? Just to maintain your body. Simple. No confusion. Right? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Any question? Yes.
You mentioned that
Mind.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful lecture. So you mentioned enthusiasm, and even Prabhupada also said, I read somewhere that even if you don't feel enthusiastic, you should act enthusiastic. So, like, it's fine, enthusiasm is okay, and by being enthusiastic, we can chant more rounds. But those rounds are like not quality rounds. So, is it okay to just increase the quantity even if there is no quality?
We should keep a balance. It's important. Simply increasing the quantity, but we are not maintaining the quality, we will not get the result. So there are some simple thing by which we can improve our quality. I can tell you. You chant your rounds early morning hours, quality is ensured. 3 to 5 or 3 to 6, the best time to chant, I can tell you. That is when you chant best rounds. Okay? And to be able to chant very good rounds between 3 to 5 or 3 to 6 in the early morning, we have to make sure that we have gone to bed by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Okay? Because we are getting up early morning and you are feeling sleepy, you cannot chant good rounds 3 to 5. So give your body sufficient rest and chant your rounds. Okay? And as you said that yes, even if you are not enthusiastic, we should act enthusiastically. How is it possible? And that is possible because to remain in the association of devotees. Today I am not enthusiastic, but you are enthusiastic, or Madhusudan is enthusiastic, or Akhil is enthusiastic. Somebody will be enthusiastic, right? So that is infectious. So remaining in the association of devotees, that is the purpose. And remaining in the association of devotees means there will be devotees, they will be giving. I remember when I was staying in Juhu temple, so, that time we used to have some competition, who will wake up early morning and finish 16 rounds before the Mangalarati time. Okay. So those are all, transcendental competition sometimes happens among the devotees. Okay. So that happens only when we learn how to serve and live among the devotees. That is why devotee association is very important in this age of Kali. We are not very powerful. Ekaki amar nahi paya vala hari nama sankirtane. This is very, even after 25 years, I dread that I can practice alone. I don't think that, it's difficult. Kali is very powerful. Hope I answered your question. Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bo.